G'day viewers, I just got my hands on the Rio Grand Southern, which comes with a Denver and Rio Grande Western, I guess, K27 on the Rio Grand Southern route. You get several scenarios with it, so there's Cattle Drive Part 1 and Part 2. Rather a lot of gameplay there, 180 minutes. Lizard Head Freight, where you're taking a freight from Vance Junction to Rico over Lizard Head Pass. There's a couple of mine run scenarios, one shorter, one longer. Telluride bound, Placerville to Telluride. And a winter northbound part 1 and a winter northbound part 2. That could be quite challenging in the snow. Let's have a quick look. Let's just jump in on this Cattle Drive part 1 initially. Now, one comment I'll make is there's no passenger cars. I would have thought there'd be at least one, because most of these trains, even in the dying years of this railway, did actually run a mixed. Ooh, indeed. Looked like we were rolling backwards there. We are rolling backwards. Perhaps I should put on some brakes, huh? Isn't that applied? So the brakes actually were applied, but we were rolling backwards anyway. That's interesting. We appear to have a red light coming out from under the tender, which is also a bit interesting. Coming out of the locomotive, I can understand, that would be the firebox, but is my tender on fire? Anyway, let's try and get onto this side so we can see it in the light. It's a reasonably textured sort of locomotive, so it is from Milepost Simulations. It does look kind of like the general outline I would expect. It does have the general sort of motion outline that I would expect, including the well, this is a bolted crosshead. I would have thought a riveted one, but it's a bolted crosshead. And it's the single slide type. And coming down here, we of course have our cattle cars, and as you can see, there's some cattle in them, and they occasionally go moo. Bit like that. The scenery and foliage look good. They look like the super trees things that we've seen appear on New Zealand route recently, and the upgrade to that. The surrounding area, rocky sort of walls, Colorado River. Now, one thing that's disappointing here is this river is a fairly deep blue in real life. So, no attempts been made for that. Cliffs look okay. In a train simulator classic sort of way, but, you know, they look alright. Just scooting along down the route. This would appear to be the end here. It just disappears into the grass, which I suppose is okay. Let's go for a general bit of a fly. We've got some cattle yards here. Got another siding going over here. Whereas no, this is a main line. Look at that. Not too bad on the scenic potential. Dirt over the rails there. I can understand the grass, but not the dirt over the rails themselves. And some more there, but this is the end of the line, end of the model area, so I suppose we can forgive that, can't we? Alright, let's go back into the properly modelled area. Other little siding over here. This is... Does it go into a mine? No, it doesn't. It just ends in a rock. Well, okay. I guess it's just a Y. Makes sense. Good-o. I do like the narrow gauge sort of features of growth over the tracks. I don't mind that. This isn't a well-populated line, and the period in which it's modelled, it was sort of coming to pieces, this mine. Alright, let's jump in the cab. Go via bilk. Alright. Not sure if I have automatic fireman turned on, so this may not last long, and I haven't read the manual. How about the whistle? I don't think much of the whistle. Cows sound better than the whistle. So this will be our regulator. There is a water gauge. We're very full. Very, very full. Can we? No, we can't. Can't blow down. Let's get our reverser forwards. Cylinder cocks. Maybe a lever here somewhere. No, it's sander. Alright, let's release the brakes. Let's give it some juice. It's got a bell. Bell's not too bad. Gonna get some more juice. Don't see a lot happening yet. Oh, maybe. Probably going to get a massive wheel spin in a moment. Is the independent not released? Appear to be. Is there a handbrake maybe? It's rolling before, so I don't know why there'd be a handbrake. Let's see anything. Can we click on the fireman's seat to get an automatic fireman like we do with some of the more advanced locos? Doesn't look like it. It's our driver's injector. Cylinder cocks open and close. Oh, we're now blowing steam out at least. But we're not moving. No pun intended. Moving. Even on a very steep gradient, it's only 1.4%. We're blowing off the safeties. We've clearly got plenty of steam. Oh, there we go. Wow. There's that massive wheel spin I was talking about. But it made the sound of a massive wheel spin, but it didn't animate a massive wheel spin, okay? Gradually bring our cutoff back a bit. Let's go around the sunny side. Caboose? Can we go to the caboose? Let's try it. No, we can't. Okay. Just turn that down a tad. We're going a little fast, clearly. And even though we used all that much steam, we're still blowing off on the safety, which I find surprising. I have seen a whistle mod for this. I think I might grab that. It's got a 5-chime whistle molded there as part of the model. But that sounds like a single chime, or at best a 2-chime. The route itself is looking nice. This is a fairly high place, but we're at the bottom end of it, so we're not all that high at the moment. I would hope as we climb up that the trees disappear. You'd still get some, but not a heap. Now, are you like me and you just expect a lion and its little male cub to appear up there and that song to play that I won't play because I'll end up with a copyright strike? It just looks like that rock, doesn't it? Pride Rock. That's what I was thinking of. So I kind of like the modelling of the route itself. It feels kind of right for the area. I have been in this area. I'm not a fan of that firebox emittive that's, well, I suppose coming out of the rear damper or the ash pan on that locomotive. And I have to say the rapids don't look amazing. Hey, they're not amazing. Which is a shame because you can do better water in this game than you can in the other one. Alright, let's jump out of here. So we've seen that. Let's just go back to the menu. And let's see if we can do a quick drive that'll put us up the top. Type this in again. Rio Grand Southern. And naturally enough, we don't want an Amtrak locomotive, do we? We want a K27. That one. A mixed. Oh, maybe there is a passenger car. Okay. Mixed sounds good, unless that's just a mixed freight or mixed goods. But let's go. Now, where do we want to put it, though? Let's confirm the consist. That was strange. I want to go to Lizard Head. And I want to go to Ophir. Rolling backwards again. So it's not a passenger car, it's a mixed freight, or a mixed goods. We're rolling backwards even though the brakes are applied. Let's just release them and apply them again. Put our reverser all the way forwards. Get the cylinder cocks open, give it a bit of throttle. Release the brakes. On a fairly heavy grade, so I expect this to be hard to start again. It's going better than last time though. Just leave it at that while it's accelerating. So I'm pleased to see the trees do sort of peter out on the mountains and there's much less of them. Ah, period cars, very good. They're completely boxed in Y, which is interesting. Hoping this is the way to the giant trestle bridge, or is it the other way? Maybe I'm going the wrong way to the giant trestle bridge. It's not going to let me go much further, I think. Sounds like we got some big wheel slip going on back there, doesn't it? We're going the wrong way for the trestle bridge. Let's go the other way. We are going downhill at rather a great rate of knots. I expect we're not long for this world. But anyway, let's leave the train by itself. I want to go find the bridge. Where's the bridge? Don't think it's that way either. Alright, we'll have to find it later, I guess. Ah, there's a bridge. I want. But certainly a bridge. Gut feel is maybe there's a little more grass than there should be for this sort of high desert landscape. Feels like maybe there's a bit too much growth. Let's kick these brakes off. Brakes don't appear to have any notches, so it's not a pro level locomotive. Brake gauge. Guessing that's steam chest, steam pressure. As we roll off down the hill, this is our Denver and Rio Grand Western locomotive on the Rio Grand Southern. So, I shall see you next time for a longer look. In the meantime, it's lunchtime for me, so I will quickly process this and pop it up, and I will do a proper look at it later on. Bye now.